What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction. Back with some D.O.A, which is to say some rockin' hardcore Canadian punk rock. And shout out to all Canadians out there, and in particular shout out to Ryan, I believe the very first subscriber on this channel when I had to end my old channel, which was around for about a decade, and start this one about 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. So big ups to you, and in fact this reaction was supposed to take place on Monday, along with a couple other Canadian reactions, because my understanding is it was Canada Day. Now things didn't work out that way, I didn't get time to shoot reactions, but I'm here to do them now. So D.O.A, a long-running Canadian punk band. They've been around for over 40 years, one of a few punk bands I listen to like that, Subhumans and Bad Religion being another good example, or other good examples. And yeah, Joe Keithley, lead singer and songwriter, remains the only founding member still in the band, although part of that is because a couple of the other founding members have since passed away. But over the decades, Joe has recruited a number of younger musicians to keep the band going. We're going to listen to a tune from this middle album here, Live Free or Die, 2004, so again, almost 25 years after they started, but now 20 years ago. And it's funny, because their early material in particular, like on Hardcore 81, which as far as I know was the very first punk rock release or album to actually use the word hardcore in relation to punk, so, you know, they get a lot of credit for essentially spawning or putting a name on, putting a label on a punk subgenre that has now, you know, become one of the most famous in terms of its old school credentials. But yeah, by the time you get to, or on this early album, a lot of their lyrics are very concise and short. Like the lyrics for a given song will be 1 or 2 stanzas at most, in some cases only a few lines, and they sort of repeat those, or the song is only a minute long. On the album Live Free or Die, some of the songs have much longer or extensive lyrics, and the song we're going to listen to, Brigands and Pirates, is definitely one of those. So what I love about this song is not only is it rocking, not only does it have a great guitar riff as the central melodic element, but it's a narrative, it's an allegory, whereas a lot of their tunes, both past and present, and this is an album from 2020 called Treason, and what I'm about to say fits in with that very much, or this album fits in with what I'm about to say. A lot of their lyrics are on the nose, they're direct, they make overt, specific, proper name references, whereas Brigands and Pirates is more narrative form, it's more allegorical and implied, or rather conceptual, which is to say it's a song about a group of sailors with a captain driving them on, and you know, they take a shot of rum at the beginning, but they're not slackers, they're working hard, they're setting out to seek adventure and riches of one kind or another, and they don't know if they're going to make it, but by God, they're going to try. And so they eventually get across the sea, and after they say, you know, others would call us brigands and pirates, but after they get across the sea, what they find is not riches and wealth, what they find is oppression, brutality, suffering, authoritarianism, injustice. And that doesn't sit well with them, and they commit themselves to fighting against it and working to restore justice, but eventually they're captured, they're thrown in a dark prison, they're beaten, they're tortured, the captors attempt to break their will, but that doesn't happen. And eventually a prison guard in an errant moment sort of drops his weapon, and the narrator picks it up and shoots him dead, and they try to escape and continue fighting injustice, but they're captured once again, thrown back in jail, and they're taken to the gallows, they're hung, and they're going to be put in a grave, but that's okay with them, because they say eventually, you know, if you can't fight for something like opposing injustice, then maybe you don't deserve to be alive anyway. So it's an allegory that speaks to a number of real-world situations. I think, you know, like a lot of songs that Bad Religion write, for example, they're a conceptualized set of lyrics, but they could be applied more specifically in different, you know, political cultures or national political cultures. So I think it's a very well-written song. It tells a compelling narrative on the surface, and again, the more you think about it, the more it applies to real-world situations. So let's hear it. This is D.O.A. The track is Brigands and Pirates, and it's from their 2004 album Live Free or Die.
Stormy waves, distance said, hold on to your best to be free. He said there's a safe haven across the open sea, while the storm's on our heels, while that's plain to see. We got out our carriage with a shot of rum. We went those slackers, we're under the gun. He said we don't make it while the field We tried to set things right and do some noble deeds. We were beaten and jailed, that's our destiny. In a dark and dreary prison, that's where we were sent. One night the torture started and it didn't quit. But gave me the chance and I grabbed that prison guard. Got hold of his gun and his wife and his heart. Got hold of his gun and his wife and his heart. Brigands and pirates, that's what we were branded. Got no regrets, you reap what you sow. When they can catch us, the top boss and irons, that news will send us to a friend down below. It gnaws at your guts and fills you with doubt. But I'd rather walk the plank and face a watery grave than lose my course of life and end up like a slave. Than lose my course of life and end up like a slave. Brigands and pirates, that's what we were branded. Got no regrets, every what you sow. When they catch us, the compass and irons, and news will send us to a grand down below.
That hits the spot. So I do love the pirate feel of it. For some reason, that main riff, it gives me a out on the seas, going into the unknown type of feel. The hey, like drunken sailor chorus almost. It just really fits with the visual narrative, which again, the more you think about it, the more it has modern real-world applicability. And by modern, I mean both in 2004 when they wrote it and in 2024. And surely back when they began, before they actually wrote the song in the early 80s. So, yeah, just a really cool tune from them. They do always have this sort of raw, hardcore sound. I think that comes across in this tune very clearly, despite it being less like that, maybe, than some of the tunes from Hardcore 81, or even some of the tunes from Treason, for that matter. So yeah, just a favorite of mine from them. I'm surprised I didn't react to this earlier. And I'm going to come back for one more D.O.A. tune in the same session. So let me know what you think of this, and I will see you then. Peace.